So overall, if we're looking at it, we've been short for quite some days now. Even in the what do you call it, slow cobra, fast cobra, we've been short. We're at the bottom. That candle is a little small, that short candle, but this particular weekly candle is pretty big though. So that's the only thing. But it's been saying ranging for a while. It doesn't giving us a strong short signal on the weekly. So technically, we are short, weekly short, daily short. However, 4 hour Papa Dot some since, let me see, some day like days ago now, since it's been going long. A Papa Dot right there. It's saying basically we are long. It took a breath on the 4 hour. If you guys are looking at this, very quick breath right there. Those two small candles, and then now this is his first one pushing up. And likewise, it actually dropped a little bit overnight. It actually didn't even drop. That was it. Just basically ranged out. Really, if you're looking at this, it didn't really do much. In a 60 minutes, if you're looking at it, even when it went short right there, it went short at 134.06. It dropped to 133.68. You know, it last yesterday. Well, I'll look at that for you. Cobra is long on your daily. Probably you have your daily set at a 21, and I have mine set at a 20. If we set it to to 20, it will be short. But I think it was Josh I was talking to yesterday when I was doing a little bit of training here yesterday, and I was saying the EURUSD, the 60 minute was pointing straight down, and I think the pricing was at one. I think it was at 134.4, 134.5, and then from that point, I think it went short, and then gradually dropped some pips. The 60 minutes you traded, you also be good to go. But the thing is, a 4 hour is still long. With this is very new. This hour right there is very new, but our daily is short. That's what we have to keep in mind. Okay, we have to see how close or fast it goes. The session will just open it right now with 134.29. So that's for the EURUSD. 4 hour long, but it's still at the very top. It's pointing straight down. The hour is actually already pushing. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. They don't look that big, the candles. It's pushing already. We're already past the means. So we'll see if this is going to continue pushing long or if it's going to continue dropping. So let's get to the USD yen. The USD yen is my headache currency, because you never know when it's overbought, when it's oversold. Let me wait for it to load, then we can all right, so here we go. So this is the USD yen. Clearly, guys, we've known this for a while. We are long. Right now we're at 99.66. The daily, looking at it, it was long. That's where it got really a little tricky from. Okay, it went long at 97.93 right there. It did, but there was a brief day. This is the daily. This is the USD yen. Okay, brief moment where it went short. Then it turned around again. It's long. But the one thing about the USD yen, looking at all these candles, if you guys are paying attention to the sizes of those candles right here, the bodies are so tiny, and I hate that. I like them to be much bigger and much stronger. Like over here, see how big those were? It made me feel comfortable that the move is actually real, that it's not ending. But I am going to take a little bit of comfort in the last one. It looks somewhat good, as opposed to the first three. Or weekly, guys, but it looks like the daily, let me get back to the daily again. It's almost getting to the top of, it's almost getting to the top of the ocean again. So we're right there. We're paying attention to, I'm going to be paying attention to that. Our weekly, however, just turned, well, it's not, it's been 2 weeks. It's been long. It's at the very bottom of the ocean. The ocean is pointing up. So that's significant. So overall, personally, myself, as far as the USDN, I will take a few pips out of it at this point. Let's assume I can get 30, 40 pips out of it. I will take it, but I'm not sitting in it to hold it as a position trade. If you're not already in it, you're not in it. So if you guys, you know what I'm saying is, I don't think that I want you guys to get into the USDN now at this stage, because the pricing is at 99.65. Average story is where they're going to take it to 105, 110, 130, you name it. All I know is this: as soon as it reaches 100, it might go maybe to 150. Then it turns around and starts going short. Looking at the 4-hour, guys, the system shows you a pop a dot right there. This is the beginning. It hasn't taken a breath in a 4-hour at all. It's just been going long. The USDN will be a little problematic for us to trade today, because this is the beginning of a short. If that holds, it's going to drop at 99.65, and if it does drop, that would show you what I'm saying is correct. I do not like trading this currency this high for one position, but I'll scalp it, but I'm not holding on to it. So that's the USDN. It's already showing that it wants to go short on the hour. Do you guys have any questions on any of this so far? If not, I'm going to keep moving so we can get back to our 1 minute chart. So, all right. That's that. Moving on. Next one would be the Euro Yen. Any specific pair you guys trade you want me to go over? Just let's talk about it. So put it on the screen, type it in so I can go and talk about it. And Josh, I saw your question. I'll be with you in 1 second. Euro Yen. Let me wait for it to load. And here is where we are. The Euro Yen is just, looking at the daily, it is just turning long. Just turning long at the moment. Okay? Just telling you guys, it's just now turning long. So that's going to be somewhat interesting how this plays out, because if the EUR/USD, if the dollar it drops a little bit, the Euro Yen is supposed to be dropping as well. So we'll see what happens. This is also very interesting how this is going to play out. But it just turned long right here, not daily. This is our very first candle. We can take that. Our weekly, however, is still short, but we're very close to going long. Pricing at the moment is at 133.88. If this does, however, break and go long, because looking at it, it just went long at 132.22, and it went to 135.50. That was the highest it reached. Then it dropped, went back to 131.24. That would be its low, and it's turning around. So that means they are keeping it in a 300 pip range, going back and forth, because that wasn't a big drop, and that wasn't a big push up if you're looking at it, because it started going long really at 132.29. It went to 135.50, and then they reversed it at about 134.55, and now they are reversing it again, taking it long again after it reached 131.58. They're taking it back long. So very tight range. You guys have to pay attention to the system. It's really important so you guys know where you are in the daily. Again, looking at this, the 4 hour, same thing. It has been long for quite some time. The 4 hours just been long for some time. Even all the breaths, right? You know, even if you guys are just trading just the 4 hour long term, it went long at 131.98. Well, actually sooner than that, 131.74. It never took a breath. It never stopped. It's at the very top. At some point, it has to come down. It can't keep on going. It never goes straight up, and even if it does this right there, it usually will take a breath. They will allow people, traders, one chance always to what I call get off the bus. So let's assume that you're short here or there or wherever. They will come back for you to allow you to make a decision to get off. It's up to you. You either will stay on there and think it's going to keep on going, or it's going to keep on dropping. So right now you're at the very top, though. It's really, the 4 hours very extended. The daily is just turning long. It could take a significant breath in the 4 hours, then turn back and go long. It all depends on what happened with the EURUSD. But let's just keep paying attention. Looking at this one right here, the hour, the 60-minute. Also, it went long at 133.17. But again, I don't like the size of those candles. And if you look what happened, it did not go straight up, but the ocean is pointing straight up. So there might be some power to it yet for it to continue to go to about, I would say, 134, probably 134.12, and then it turn around and go short. Any question in the UAN? So if you guys have any question, ask me now. This is long term. So the UAN, the daily just turned long. Everything is turning long. But our weekly though is still short. Very faint though. Look how small they are. Very tiny. So that goes to show you guys, they haven't really been shredding those things very much. Look, the last few weeks, they've just been ranging. Look, very small. If someone is waiting for the weekly to confirm, by the time the weekly confirm and they feel good about it, the daily is already changing. So let me go to one last currency. And that is, hold on, the Euro NZD. Where is the Euro NZD? Here we go. That might take a moment to load. This is the Euro NZD. I think that's VJ's favorite pair to trade. So I've been kind of like looking at it to see how it works, how it's moving. It seems like every single thing, every single currencies are going long in the daily. Looking at the daily, it's also going long. And but the weekly itself in this one has been long, so actually it's getting just in line with the weekly, which makes it a lot easier to trade because the weekly is long already. But this is the beginning of the weekly, of the daily. So anytime it drops, it's gonna be a great long. But look, here's what you have to contend with trading the Euro NZD. VJ, this is your 4 hour. It's been long for a long time, just like every other currencies that we're trading here. The 4 hours has just been long at the very top. It's long, even though it took some breath. It took a breath right there, went short in the 60 minutes and turned and went long. Sometimes, well, position trade, you actually want the 4 hour to actually reset, take a breath, and then turn around to go long. Then you can take it long in the direction of the daily and the weekly. So that's easy trades. You know you're going to be okay there. There is no problem. It's just that it has not taken a breath. None of the currencies have taken any breath in the 4 hour chart. They all have been going non-stop. None of them, guys, have taken a breath. They do need to take a breath. It's that's important. I prefer like a small reset, go, and then VJ, since you've been trading this, I mean, the Euro NZD, I mean, I can tell it's been going long since 161. You know what? Actually, I took a trade not too long ago. I remember in the Euro NZD, and I think it was Bernie, one of my traders, took that trade. And Tom, I don't know, maybe Tom might remember. I was in a trade in the Euro NZD once, and I said it actually and I said that was a great trade to go long. But I don't know if it was I think it was at 158. Come to think of it, what was it at 160? That was a very first trade that I took in the Euro NZD, and I did good in it. And I remember that now. And I took it long actually. So guys, this is where we are. We got in the 60-minute for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. It's pointing up. Scalping those things, guys. Make sure you guys make notes. We know which one is short, which one is long, or pullbacks, what they're gonna be. Looking at our 60-minute or 1 minute. It's 6 o'clock in the morning here. Let's see what we can do. Overall, all of our currencies are going long in a daily. The weekly in the Euro NZ is looking great. So I'm gonna switch over, guys, to our 1 minute. Let me see. VJ, are you there? So let me do this. Let me hey Tom, you're gonna have the 15 minutes. So I'm gonna give you, this is all it is. It's just the beginning of the hour. It takes a lot to change those. No matter what happens, what we do. Right there, it changed. And the price was at 134. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. 134.04. And I remember I was talking to Josh yesterday morning, and I was doing a private session, and some of you guys were on there too. At 134.05, and it was turning short, and the ocean at the time was pointing straight down. And I told him, I said, look, watch. This thing is just gonna drop because it was pointing straight down. So it did drop, and it went all the way down to 133.59. Then after, when it got done, it bounced back last night, went back long, reversed its course, went all the way to 134.50. If we stay committed to the hour, overall when we're trading it, we're always gonna do well. But especially if we can respect the daily, even at the very beginning of the daily, it will be that much easier. 60 minutes, they really do not lie. It's really strong. And this isn't just this currency. I don't care which currency we'll pull up. Here's it. USDN, and just so you guys know, the euro yen is pulling back down a little bit. It's at 90. So I'm expecting it to keep pushing back down because it's very high, guys. I mean, it's at 134, but everything is long, so we can't short it. That would be against rules, so we can't do that. Look, same thing. It went long last night, 99.26. Went all the way to its high, 99.78. Then it just now beginning to just taking a little break, going back short. You take this at the very beginning, no matter what they are. Here, you let them go. You 9 times out of 10, 9 out of 10, guys, you'll be okay. And for the Euro, this is the Euro NZD. Same thing. Look, it turned, went long, it paid you short, but you just have to make sure you always pay attention to the beginning of the hour. There. And you can stick to that concept, you're always gonna do great. Always. If you're looking at the Euro NZD adjusted, it went from 163.48 to 163.29. That's 10 pips. It looks like it wants to bounce back going long, but not comfortable. So all the currencies are doing the same thing, guys. They're just ranging. This one right there, the dollar yen, dropped back down to 68, and it's at 71. It's hardly doing anything. I'm definitely not trading this one right there, but the Euro NZD actually did drop at least 10 pips. Looking at it right there, it wants to go, not going. The Euro yen, they're all ranging. All the 1 minutes are ranging. Okay, we want bigger, much bigger pullback. The Euro yen, if you guys looking at the 1 minute, it went all the way back down to 89. It reversed. It's at 97. A quick 8-10 pips. But I want a bigger pullback than that, somewhere like in the 70s. Then it'll justify the trade. Other than that, it's not worth it. Patience. I know you guys can see all the turns. You can catch him here, there, but that's not it. If you do not have patience to understand, like, a bigger drop is better. You don't rush and chase things. Like, for example, see right there, you're looking at it. It looks like it's about to go long, but it hasn't gone long yet. It looks like it'll push eventually. And by the way, guys, when you guys are in trade, just say it. It's all there for us. Well, thank you. I'm glad you found it too. And I want all you guys to find it, and we all can trade it and do a whole bunch with it. Just so you guys know, the USDN, it did not do very much. It just went to 68. It's at 7. It's only 2 pips. And I know the Euro yen itself, it went to 89, and it bounced back today. It's at 96. It's at that 6. That's like 6 pips. But you know what? Even though it seemed easy, which it is, but it does not always turn around and give you 10 pips like that, 8 pips. Sometimes it'll continue to drop. That's why to wait for much bigger drop. Like for example, it did that. It went long right here. Turn around and drop. But doing that drop, when it dropped it, it went to 87, 80. It was 7 pips. The Euro yen has a bigger, it's much bigger drop. I mean, its range is much bigger. So you can't do it for every currency. Just remember that. The Euro yen, that's probably the only currency I would say that you can get away with it so easily. But you can scalp the Euro yen a lot easier. The USD is too stingy, very tight. Your USD very, very tight as well if you're looking at it. It did drop quite a lot here. It's already reversing going short because it's pushing back down. Allow it to go back down, guys. It'll come to us, okay? Even the 1 minute, for as good as it is, the Euro NZD, looking at it, yeah, it did some drop, got some pips, but still, it's just been so hard. If you're looking at the Euro yen, it's flat. There is nothing there. Look how ugly this is. Even the 1 minute, there was nothing to trade there. Well, it seems like the Euro NZD looks like it's about to break down again, but not much. The Euro USD, same thing, guys. There's nothing. Like you said, Patrick, it's dog with fleas and dog with something. Even those fleas on the dogs, I think they're gonna die because there's nothing to eat for them. But see, this is where you guys have to have a smart system to trade, because if you don't have a smart system where you can't see this, you're gonna get chopped up. It tells you if you're looking at the ocean, everything is flat. It's just straight across. You're looking at this, straight across, straight across. It's not pointing up, straight across. It's saying don't trade it because it's not doing anything. Like nothing is going on. You've got to have a smart system. When the banks paid as much as they did last week, some people walked out with 3, some 400 pips. I mean, it was, a free fall. But some people turn around the very next week or the very next day, they give it all back. And this is where we have to be always so careful, right there. When the market is doing this, you have to respect that. You have to be able to get it. It's not doing anything, just ranging. If you can identify that, you can see it, you can stay away from it. You don't have to take a trade every single day. It's not necessary. So later today, I mean, the only thing that even moved a little bit was the USD, and it actually dropped. It went from 70 and dropped to about 50, which was like 20 pips. It was totally unexpected, but it's because even in the system, the USDN, true, it is short, so it dropped. But look at the size of those candles. Not very much. It makes me feel somewhat iffy. I hate those candles. The Euro Yen, nothing. The Euro USD, the move was hours ago. It pushed up 50 pips. Ever since then, it's been ranging. There is nothing to trade, nothing to get. Overall, guys, no matter what happens, even trading the Euro Yen, you guys saw it. It just, when it dropped earlier to 91, even as it's dropping, you never try to go chase this when you see that little breath up and then there. You don't do that. If it's not all the way on top, you just don't trade them. Don't chase them ever. It's not worth it to chase it. Even right here, the Euro NZD, I'm looking at it. It's at the very top, but I wouldn't trade it going down for one reason. The ocean is not pointing down to show me there is strong movement where it's gonna go down. Trading the 1 minute it shows all the turn, but also there is that one last thing you guys always have to know. It has to point in a certain direction for you to feel comfortable knowing that it's gonna go there. When it's doing this flat thing, don't trade it. It's not worth it ever. The Euro Yen dropped a few pips and went back exactly where it was before. All of them didn't do very much today, except for the Euro USD drop a little bit, but the Euro Yen is grinding back up a little because the USD Yen is going long. So always pay attention to that. Where are you pointing? Are you flat like it is now? Or does it shows that you're pointing up, meaning it's going long or short? So you know where you are.